guys, and welcome to another episode of Rum Punch and Beignets podcast.
Woo-hoo.
So before we get started with the show, we want to send a special shout out to Blue Mike.
Yes.
So let's talk about him. You heard of him, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, we're using a Blue Mic right now, guys.
Blue Mike, Blue Mike.
Toot, toot, toot. So, they help creators of all kinds find and raise their voices by making the coolest microphones and headphones on the planet, okay? Here at Boo Crew Media, we use Blue Mics dun, 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 on every episode that you hear from us. So you get that clean, crisp, professional sound that we like to bring you every week. To learn more about Blue Mics, check out bluemic.com and catch them on Instagram on our Instagram page. Okay?
Okay.
So this week, we're going to talk about family dynamics, okay? And how our families play a part in how we are as adults.
I'm excited about this one. I really am. I am kind of excited.
Why?
Yeah. Because I feel like you get to learn about people more when it comes to their family, either what it is that they picked up or what it is that they left behind.
Okay.
And it's interesting to see how sometimes people are the total opposite of what their family is, or they are just the spitting image of their family. So yeah, I'm kind of excited, and plus I kind of like my family when they not getting on my nerves. So
I think that's everybody at this point. So for me, there's 5 of us. I have 4 siblings.
Okay, that was new. I didn't know that.
I thought I told you that.
I knew you had siblings. I just never knew how many.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 5 of us. So I have an older brother who's 3 years older than me. I'm the older sister. I'm the one that had to watch everybody. And then I have another sister that's 7 months younger than me. And we don't have the same mom.
Your daddy was dipping, huh?
Girl, yeah.
That's them Irish twins.
A Rolling Stone. My younger brother, who just turned 30 a week ago, he is 5 years younger than me. And my youngest sister is 7 years younger than me. So imagine sharing a room with somebody that's 7 and you're like on the way to high school. Like, yeah.
Poor baby.
And I think the reason why I am the way I am is because I always had to take care of everybody. I had to look after my siblings, pretty much.
Right.
I still got to do stuff like go to prom and play sports and stuff, but I still had to watch them or find a way to watch them. Like
I had to take on their responsibility.
Yeah, like another mom. Like, you know, I had to learn to cook and stuff aside from, you know, being able to play sports and stuff.
Right.
But I think that plays a part in why I don't want children, because I was kind of a mom.
Yeah, and then you had a lot of kids. I only had to deal with one child, so it didn't have that same effect on me. But I definitely understand. I do. I definitely understand. But almost like you, so I grew up in a single parent home. My parents separated when I was 4. They were officially divorced when I was 6, and I was by myself, like literally by myself, for 15 years.
So you were the only child?
Yes, I was the only child for 15 years until my brother came along, and he is definitely a miracle child because we did not think he was coming. So as I mentioned before in the first episode, I think it was, I moved to New Orleans when I was 7. Funny story time.
Oh, God.
So how I found out we were moving to New Orleans is funny as hell. So I used to always come to New Orleans every summer from the time that I could go on a plane.
Mm-hmm.
So my parents would always come down for the summer. I would stay out here, or my mom would ship me out here, and I'll be out here for the summer. So this particular summer, it wasn't even the summer. This particular year, we came out here for the holidays. We came out for Christmas, which was always, that was a normal thing.
Little did you know y'all was moving.
So we having Christmas, we open up gifts. We're having a regular holiday. So to me, in my mind, I'm like, okay, it's getting about that time for us to go home.
Mm-hmm.
So my mama just comes in the room one day and she was like, oh, Brittany, I'm gonna be right back. I'm going to go to Vegas right quick. And I was like, well, why are you going out without me? And she was like, just stay here. I'm gonna be back. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why? So it wasn't until she was like, I'm going out there to go get our stuff and I'll be back. And still, it's just not registering in my head. Why she gotta go get our stuff when we about to go back home anyway? Like, that didn't make no sense.
And you thinking, oh, well, maybe we might be staying a little bit longer. Like,
or
maybe a couple more days or something.
I'm 7. I'm not thinking about that. Girl, next thing I know, she calling to tell me, like, her and my Mimi, they went out there, came back, and she's calling to tell me she on her way back with the moving van. I'm like, moving van? She get that? She's like, well, Brittany, we're moving to New Orleans. Bitch, I bawled. I bawled because I'm like, wait a goddamn minute. Why you didn't give me a notice, a SOS or something?
Like, even though you still a kid, like, you still have to prepare children for transitions, because kids don't understand sometimes why.
My mom set me up for the okie doke. You hear me? Like, really set me up. But from there, like, that's how my family dynamic started. So it was my immediate family all in this one house. So it was my grandma, my grandpa, my mama, me, my auntie, and my little cousin at the time. And she's like 3 years younger than me at that time. So it's 6 of us in this house uptown, it was a 2-bedroom. Yeah, 2-bedroom, 1 bed, and it's 6 of us in this house. Okay? My grandma and grandpa, they got their own room. Me and my cousin, we sharing a room. And then my mom and my auntie, they just had to get it how they live in the den.
Oh my God.
They just had to get it how they live.
Gosh.
And like that was our family. And because that, we were close. We hated each other, but we were very close and loved each other at the same time. But that was the family dynamic. Like, that's just how it was. My Mimi, she was the matriarch of the family, so everything she said went.
Right.
And my pawpaw, he was my daddy, because I didn't have my dad in my life, like, talking about it. So he was my daddy, and he was the one that, taught me all my morals, taught me everything, taught me how to be a hustler. He taught me how to just live life. Like, he taught me everything. And then my auntie, she was the enforcer. For the longest, I could not stand my auntie, because we used to get whippings. I felt like we was getting whippings for no reason. Now that I'm older, I know we was getting whippings for no reason, okay? Like, sometimes we didn't deserve a whipping. Sometimes we didn't need it, because we were not bad kids. I just had my mouth was just a little bit unruly. Like, I just used to say some things that they didn't really like or appreciate a 7, 8, 9-year-old saying,
I can only imagine.
Yeah, like, and then I was like the rebel. I was the black sheep of the family, because I always said what was different. I always said the odds of what, I was going against everybody else. But they wound up, they got over it. Right. It was what it was.
I mean, they have no choice.
Right. Exactly.
So, I mean, what else was they going to do? I forgot to mention, though, like, when I was a kid, we moved, but we didn't move a bunch of times. But the time we did move, like, we moved away from our grandma, because my mama's mama helped raise us.
Right.
And, I had a lot of good memories with my grandma. Like, all the time, like, when I be talking to her now, she was like, I used to tell you, when you was little, your smile will take you places. Always use your smile. Or I remember one time, y'all, I'm about to tell off for myself, as I do every episode, seems like. One time, me and my grandma was playing. I thought she was playing, y'all, but she wasn't playing. And she was like, we was walking from my nanny house around the corner, and she said, let's race. Because at the time, I think my grandma may have been buried, not even 60 at the time. So she was still like young and springy, like.
Right, yeah.
So she's like, let's race. So I'm like 7, and I'm like, okay, let's race, grandma. And I'm thinking she really trying to race me, and I'm gonna beat her, right? So I get to the house, I unlock the door, I lock the door, and she wasn't running, y'all. That's the bad part. She wasn't running. She was just walking. Like, she made me think we was really racing, and she's just walking down the sidewalk. So I locked the door. She gets to the door. I guess she had to use the bathroom or something. So then she, open this up. Y'all, she had a wet towel because it was hot outside. Mm-hmm. And when I finally opened the door after hiding through the house and laughing, thinking it was a joke, she whooped me with the wet towel, y'all. All through the house.
I can only imagine. She says, your ass got me out here in this sun.
I was not playing with you. If y'all ask her about that now, y'all, she'll act like she don't remember.
Girl, that's funny. She whooped your ass good that day.
She did, and like the same way she do my nephew now, cause my nephew's almost 10. So the same way she do him, like when he go visit, she drag him around town with her. She used to do me the same way. And I'm not even the oldest grandchild. I'm like the 8th.
Oh, okay.
I'm just her favorite. I don't know how I end up being.
Girl, you better take it. I was my papa favorite for the longest. Until my little brother came. No. It was actually after my brother. It was years after my brother came. But I was his favorite for the longest. He was just happy to finally have a son. He was the only boy. Well, he is the only boy. But I feel like with my family, it really molded me into the person that I am today. Because, like I said, they all taught me something. Like, I all got a lot of different things from them, be it good, bad, things I know I would never want to repeat or go through. Like, they really set me up for the woman that I am today. And I definitely applaud them and I appreciate them for that, because at the end of the day, even though they had like some fucked up ass ways, they really showed love. And not a lot of kids, not a lot of family have that type of love dynamic. Mm-hmm. And I can say, like, there was real genuine love in our household. Even though we fought, like, we really fought, hands, knives, like we really fought. But there was love behind it all. Like, y'all understand? I think because of that, this is why I always resort to violence sometimes. And it's like I said, I'm not faking it. It's just, that's just how I was kind of raised. Like, when you're raised in a household when violence was kind of like, you know, boop, it just boops. So and I'm not saying that's okay. That's not okay. But that's just a natural reaction for me, because that's just what it was. You know, you say it so many times, and if the person doesn't understand after you communicating, then you got to resort to hands. So that's just what it was. But other than that, like, I got some hard-working people. It kind of fucked me up right quick. Pause. So, yes, other than that, I have hardworking people in my family. I have very loving people in my family, and that has definitely played a big role in my life. It's taught me genuine love and morals and loyalty and, bitch, how to keep a secret, too, because
family secrets.
Like we said before, families keep secrets, but that's how we kept a lot of secrets, and, you know, that's how I understand how a family unit should and should not move. So, yay. I appreciate them for that. What about you? How do you feel like your family dynamic has played a role in your adult life?
Well, again, like you said, morals, a sense of code or loyalty to people, hard work, determination. My daddy, the one thing he used to drill into us, never be a quitter. Don't quit on whatever.
Right.
it also my family dynamic because now my parents are actually divorced. And check this out, they so stupid. They waited to get a divorce. I was a sophomore in college, y'all. I was literally like 20 years old, and my parents have been together for my whole life. So I'm like, okay, y'all are getting a divorce for why? Like nobody lives at home with y'all except for, or at the time, they were separated before they got the divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And my little brother and sister, because they were still in school, like elementary, middle school, so, you know, they didn't have no choice.
Right.
But I'm like, I don't even live at home. Like, the older ones don't even live at home. Like, why don't y'all just act like you always do?
Did they say why they got a divorce?
I didn't find out till later. I was like almost 30 when I found out why,
really?
the real reason why.
Oh.
Because they felt like they couldn't tell us at the time why they was getting divorced because they didn't think that we as kids would understand.
Yeah. I didn't find out until I was in my early 20s. Like, I was like 21, 22 when I found out the real reason why my parents got a divorce.
And then it's stupid. Well, not stupid. Because I guess once I found out the real reason why they got a divorce,
right?
I guess it put, like, how to deal with relationships and, like, what... Because relationships, basically, all it is how much shit are you willing to put up with from one person? What's your stopping point? Like, what's the line?
Right.
Like, what the line is? That's all it is, really. Like, what are you willing to deal with? What can you take before you just be like, fuck this, I quit, you know?
Right.
And because watching their relationship, I learned a lot of good things and bad things. Especially after I found out why. I understood it then. I didn't blame my mom at all. She was like, I thought you would be mad. For what? Like, how many women can be that strong? And that's why I think I told her for Mother's Day one time, I was like, I wish that I had your strength because I don't know how I could have left somebody with 3 children, one going off to college, 2 little ones in elementary and middle school, one just making it to middle school. Like, I don't think I could have pulled that off. Like when they separated and moving across like the country, like
right.
state lines like that with 3 kids.
Like I get it. I don't know, cause my thoughts and understanding of a relationship, it is. I feel like back in the day, it definitely was more so what you're willing to put up with, because I can say like. My grandma put up with a lot of bullshit that I would not put up with. Like, she had the strength of a motherfucking ox. Cause bitch, me, I would have been out there, bitch.
Like half the shit our grandmothers,
yeah, I couldn't do it.
A family down the street, or just like we was talking about with the trauma episode.
Right.
I done found out that my daddy them had like another sister till my papa died. Yeah. I had never met that lady a day in my life.
Yeah. And
then when we had his funeral, my daddy was like, "Oh, this is your aunt so and so," and I was like, "Where'd she come from?" And my daddy was like, "Oh, this is Papa's other child." I said, "Other child." Come to find out, back in them days, they was just, they was traveling, but like,
Yeah, my grandpa was just a thought. He was just thought about He liked uptown hoes, so he just thought about. So yeah, we knew about 2 outside kids, but I'm pretty sure there's more out there. We just don't know about them yet. But it's too late now. He dead, so we can't help you.
And this is one thing with family dynamics is like, yeah, you have the family secrets come into play.
Right. The
stuff that you learn like later when you get older. I guess when parents or when family think you old enough to understand. This is why when you was little, they always say, get out of grown people business. Right. And they send all the kids outside or to go play somewhere else so they could gossip. Yeah. That's what they be gossiping about. Yeah, and now we understand.
Yeah, and then honestly, like for the longest, my family did try to keep a lot of things under wraps, but because we're so close and because it was all of us in one house, you couldn't keep so much under wraps. Like, you can only do so much.
Right.
So everybody in our household knew my papa was a thought pocket. Everybody knew. It was just,
you know, me every time you say your papa was a thought.
He was a thought pocket. He was out here tricking on hoes. He was out here doing his thing. But the man had money. He could do it. My Mimi allowed it for almost over 50 years.
Shit.
She allowed it. So, what we supposed to do?
Again, like we said in the toxic behavior episode,
what we supposed to do?
The difference between men then, like our papas, or men now, they actually had enough money and made enough money to take care of the primary family before they go off and make another family. Yeah.
And then they side hoe. And just the bitches they find in the bar.
Oh, they had enough money to send them off after they met them at the juke joint and send them off somewhere else with the kid.
Or whatever the case may be. Yeah, like, I give my papa was the hardest working man I've ever known. This man held down a salary job. He used to work for A&P at the warehouse. He stayed there. He was there for some years. He was there for at least a good 40 years. So he retired from that. And he also had his own barbershop while he was working at A&P. And he did his little side hustle on the side outside of that. So he made sure he could take care of his family, himself, and whomever else he wanted to take care of. So I respect him for that. But other than that, like, my papa was a thot. Like, he was, I mean, I couldn't do it. Personally, I couldn't do it. Like, we would have had to stop fucking with each other a long time ago. But I mean, back in the day, having a husband was the goal.
Right.
And that's not the thing right now.
And then being able to keep a household, or to say your man was providing for you and your children.
Right.
And keeping family secrets, like, for real. A lot of secrets about my family I didn't find out until I got older. Like, you know, about whose daddy wasn't who, or, you know, shit like that.
Right.
And we're not going to get into that. But that's part of family dynamics, though. Because then keeping secrets or sweeping shit under the rug affects you as an adult. Because it's just like, damn, okay, y'all dealt with this like this. What the fuck I'm supposed to do?
Right. Then you don't really know how to trust people.
Yeah.
You don't know what to take in that serious or not. And one thing I can say, like, and this is why I respect my grandma so much, because I think she was so strong and smart as hell too. Because that lady knows she got her a house, a good house in a nice neighborhood. She knew how to break that man pockets. I'll tell you that. But she was so strong, and her first thing was always taking care of the family, no matter what. It was the family first, no matter what outside mess was going on. Family came first. She was gonna make sure her kids were straight. Her kids went to Catholic school all their fucking life. She made sure they was clean. She made sure the house was clean. She made sure she kept up the appearance as if she was great, but inside she was fucking dying on the inside. Like, yeah, but that's the
crazy part. Like,
yeah.
You know,
I don't want to do that. I don't want to be in that type of situation.
And I think that's where our family dynamics, seeing them struggle or seeing them go through that, kind of set us up to do better than that. Like, break those leading us our generational curses episode.
Yes. That's exactly how. And I think looking at my family, I know what I want. So I know you say you don't want kids. I do. I want at least 3 kids. I want 2 boys and a girl.
And I'm gonna laugh when it's actually manifested. Don't say you need a babysitter.
I got plenty of babysitters.
You know what? If you call and say you need a babysitter, me and Justin will babysit.
I know y'all will, because y'all ain't gonna have no kids.
Sure, wait.
So, like, and before now, like, when I was younger, when I was a teenager, I really wanted 5. But no, I knew I got older, and I was like, girl, I'm pushing it at 5. So I'm gonna stick with my 3. That's doable. I feel like that's doable. So yeah, I want me a big ass family, because I've always wanted to have like traditional family things, like family vacation every year. Do Christmas trim, the tree trimming. You know, doing the lights, going to the lights. My mom used to take me to the lights every year for Christmas. That was like my favorite thing ever on earth. Like, I wanna have, house parties for the kids, for the family. Like, when it's Mardi Gras, have the family over. When it's Thanksgiving, like, I want to do big family things like that. Game night, Taco Tuesday, whatever. Just because I want everybody to come together, laugh, get drunk, and just be merry. Like, that's just what I want. That's what I am manifesting and trying to put out there in the world. And that is when me growing up, we kind of had that, but it was really small because we didn't really invite the outside family.
Right.
But I want to invite the outside family and friends. Like, I want to have that go-to house, that go-to family.
I see why you feel that way, because at my house, it was the exact opposite. Like, we were that family. Like, what you're trying to build to, that was us. Like, for a minute, we were like the middle class, like, Huxtables for a while. Like, we had a dog, we lived in a nice house, we owned our house. We lived in Colorado. We used to have family come visit.
See?
Like, our house used to be the neighborhood house, y'all. So, my mom used to be the neighborhood mama. And then we had, because we lived in a cul-de-sac, we used to have the biggest yard in the cul-de-sac. So, all the kids was at our house. So, we used to have a trampoline.
Everybody come over.
And because we had a home computer, my parents was like, okay, these little white kids ain't going to sue us. Because we was, like, one of probably a handful black or minority people in the neighborhood. Because we lived in, like, in Colorado Springs, which is, like, a military town. It's got, like, 5 military bases around it.
Right.
So most of my friends were military brats and white. So all the kids would come over. My parents made their parents sign a permission slip to say, basically a liability waiver. My daddy was ahead of his time, y'all.
Niggas say you gotta sign this NDA.
We had
it's liability because, bitch, I'm not responsible.
Basically. So then we had, like, the kids used to come shoot ball with us because we had a basketball hoop in front of the house. They used to play ball with us. We used to play football in the yard. They used to come jump on the trampoline. What else? Like, we had, buku barbecues, like, the stuff you're talking about. Like, that was us for years. Like, people used to fly out and visit us, and my cousins and my sister came to stay out for the summer, like aunts and uncles and stuff.
Yeah.
But what tickled me still to this day is that damn permission slip for the trampoline.
I might have to use that one because I don't never want to be liable for nobody kids.
You know where that came from? My mama used to be a paralegal back when I was a kid.
Oh.
So she seen like buku legal, different kinds of legal documents. You know, liabilities, NDAs, divorce settlements, all that kind of shit. So she was like, you know what? We're not trying to get sued. And so she made the perfect, my daddy was like, yeah, no. So mama, you know, she got on the computer and used her legal, legal language. And was like, okay, well, tell your little friend, if they want to jump on a trampoline, they got to go get this paper signed, and then they can come back over here. Girl, my mama had buku permission slips stacked up on the computer desk, like, hi.
And I would make sure to put a little clause in there. Once your kid steps across my threshold, I'm allowed to whip their ass if they fuck some shit up in my house. Point blank, period. That's all it is.
A lot of times, my daddy used to want to whoop a lot of the kids.
I will. My mama didn't play that. If you came in her house and you fuck some shit up, she whipping you like you her child, and then she gonna call your mama and let her know what she did, so she can go back and whip their own child. That's how my mama operates.
Them people now don't believe in whooping either. But we had some neighbors one time, y'all, and just like when I tell y'all everybody used to come to our house, I mean everybody. Like, we had these little neighbor kids. They was from Alabama. So they was like buku country, but they was dirty. So like, they was. And the little boy over there used to be my brother's best friend.
Oh, your little brother didn't tell him to go take a bath or something?
No, they would take a bath when they came over our house.
Oh.
Cause their mom and daddy end up getting a divorce. But
they didn't have no tub, no nothing, no sink.
Their house was always dirty. They had cats and dogs.
They didn't have a water hose.
Girl,
nothing?
Their parents was too busy getting drunk and fighting at the bar.
Oh, see, that breaks my heart. That breaks my heart.
That's how my mama felt. So them children always ended up at our house.
Right.
I remember one time. This is how cool my mama was. My mom was a neighborhood mama. So one time, the parents got into a fight because they was drunk. and both of them had to go to jail because they didn't know who started, but they was just so fucked up. And then, so the kids was crying. It was 2 girls and a boy. The kids was crying, and my daddy and my mom was being nosy. They went outside, and the police was taking them away. And the police was like, we can't get a hold of no other family members, do y'all know these people? Can y'all help them? Blah, blah. And my dad was like, well, these kids are like my kids' best friends. They can come over here. We'll keep them till y'all get them situated. Girl, them children had bathed in like days. And then I remember one time one of the kids had cussed and my daddy almost whooped him, but he couldn't because the daddy, when he finally got his shit together, was like, I'll get him. He never whooped that boy.
Girl. And that's sad. That's why I said I'm really grateful for my family because they always showed me love. Even when it was tough love or when I was getting my ass beat or whatever the case may be, they always showed me love. They showed that they care. So it really breaks my heart when you see kids that grow up in these families where people just don't give a fuck about them. Like, why did you become a mother? Why did you decide to even take on that responsibility if you weren't willing and ready to do so? And I do understand that there are some situations where, the person, they felt like they had to have the child. But you have options. You have options outside of it. Like, you could give your baby to someone that actually cares. You can, have somebody adopt them or whatever the case may be. Even though I don't really like the system either, because that's a whole nother beast. But it's like you do have these options, and I would rather see my child being loved on than be neglected. Like, that don't make any sense to me. So that breaks my heart. I'm glad your parents, they're stand-up people,
They are separately and collectively.
Yeah, they just didn't work together.
Yeah,
obviously. And it's okay.
Just didn't. And both of them messy. I'm going to talk about my parents, y'all, because they are the examples of both good and bad. Like, they both are hardworking people. They gave us the tools to be hardworking people and never give up on whatever we was doing.
Right.
But both of them legit messy. Like, both of them.
I mean, honestly, I feel like that's a trait of good parents. Because my mama, everybody that know my mama, love my mama. And growing up, I always thought my mama was mean as hell. But I saw that she was nice to other kids, but just mean to me. And I still believe that right now to this day because she be saying and doing some really mean and rude things to me. And she don't do that to other people's kids. But she, even though like she's a warm and loving type of person. So she the type, like, if you come to her house, like I said, she's going to treat you like you're her child. You're going to eat. You're going to drink. You're going to feel comfortable. She's going to make sure that you feel loved and you feel wanted and cared about. And that's what I love about her. But that lady is, I don't know what the fuck to really say about her.
Wait till she get grandchildren. Because they get real ignorant. Because my mama, I used to think the same thing about my mama. I used to be like, she mean, like, when we with a neighborhood house, she used to be buku nice to them kids. They just be like, who are you?
Right, you not my mama.
And then, like, stuff that I didn't get to do as a kid, or because even with siblings, when it's such a big gap, like, between me and my last 2 siblings, a lot of stuff that I didn't get to do, they got away with. And now I got a nephew that's almost 10. And my nephew gets away with a lot of shit with my mama that we didn't get away with. I don't know, it's because she's older now. And
she's tired. That's my mama's excuse.
I believe that's what happened when she had my sister.
When my little brother, he's 15 years younger than me. So I practically raised him. Like, growing up, everybody thought he was my child. And we looked so much alike. So everybody thought he was my child. And I feel like my mama low-key took that as, oh, well, this could be her chance to see what it is like raising a child. And she kind of took a step back from motherhood. And she be talking about she tired. I know you tired, but damn, come on now. Don't do me like that. You ain't got to put me out there like that.
I hate when people get to, like...
But my mama still lets my brother get away with some things, but then it's like I have to step in and be like, he can't get away with that. Nope.
Right, because
I didn't.
Yeah,
he can't. We gotta nip that shit in the bud. Blase blah. No, she was like, girl, I'm just so tired. Well, go take a nap and then come back and let's try this again. Shucks, I'm tired of that.
Oh my God! So same comparison, just about. So my sister is a 7-year gap between us. So when I went off to college, it was don't be messing around with these boys and don't get pregnant and don't quit school and all that shit.
Right.
My sister went off to college, quit school, and then got pregnant shortly after she quit school. But then it was like, oh, well, it's okay, you know, things happen. It's like, what the hell happened between when I was in college and don't mess with them boys and don't come home pregnant, and then when she quit school, then came home, like, what's the difference?
They get tired. They start getting tired and lazy, and they understand. They understand that, I guess, that life happens and that life is different from when they had you or when they were younger. So it's like, I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, you can't do that, because what's good for the goose got to be good for the gander. And if you whipped my ass, you need to whip her ass.
Oh, yeah.
And if, you gave me these rules.
The same talking to that you gave me.
Hello?
Before I went off to school, you should have told her.
Hello? And y'all remember when I told y'all my mama ran after me with a 2x4? She ain't never do that for my brother. She ain't never do that for him. And he a whole man out here. And I'm a whole little girl. Like, that don't even make no sense. Tell me what? Tell me. Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense.
Oh my gosh. Another way that our family dynamics play a part in our lives is, like I said, again, because of my profession and because of me having to kind of help raise my brothers and sisters.
Right.
It also plays a part in, like, our romantic relationships with people, because if you think about it, if your partner is a certain place in line in the birth order, the way they react to certain things or feel about certain things may not be the same way that you think about them, because you may be in a different order. Like,
true.
Perfect example, like me and Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Justin has only child syndrome, even though he's not the only child.
Really? Is he the youngest?
Yes. Like, literally the youngest. Like, when I say the youngest, his older sister has grandchildren.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's like almost 60.
Well, what's the age difference between him and the sibling before him?
Him and his older sister is like, I think it's 20-some years.
So now it's only 2 of them?
No, it's 3 of them. So him and his brother, the difference between them is 18 years.
Oh, God damn.
Yeah, so like when...
What? I see why he got... Yeah, I see why.
So when Justin was an arm baby, his brother was carrying him at high school graduation. That's the difference between them.
Wow.
Yeah. So his parents, like, I think he said, because we were talking about it at Thanksgiving, I think his dad was like, his dad may have been 40 when he was born, and his mama was pushing 40 when she had him. And they keep looking in my face. I don't know what you're looking over here for. You need to talk to your son, because...
Well, my mama was 39 when she had my brother. She was 39. And I just didn't think she was going to be able to have kids. I gave up on my mama having kids when she turned 35, girl. And
I give up now. Shit. Because it's not going to happen. And my mama keep putting these stupid memes on Facebook talking about, the grandma challenge.
Girl, she mad she can't do it.
So she posts pictures of her and like my nieces and nephews and stuff, and then one day she was like just waiting. She tagged me in it, just waiting on me saying me to give her a grandchild. My brother has enough for everybody in the family. Okay.
Not enough for the whole family.
My brother got 4 children.
Girl.
I got twin nieces, another niece that just got born like this year. And I was just like, wait, who baby is this? They sent me a picture in a group text. I said, who baby is this? She cute. My mom was like, that's your brother baby. I said, wait, another one? And she was like,
And that's crazy. So me and my cousin, like I said, we're 3 years apart. And neither one of us have kids. Like, she's in a full-blown relationship. They've been together for years. They've been together for like ever. And then it's me. I'm here, you know. I'm here.
It's gonna come.
But
It's okay.
I didn't say it was. I'm just saying I'm here right now.
Excuse
But
me.
but neither one of us have kids. So my auntie and my mama, they are always at our necks all the time. Like, I'll pass up my auntie door and she'll be like, "So Brittany, when you having a baby?" And she babysits a child right now. Like, he's a little toddler. He's 1. So she be babysitting him, and she be like, "Girl, I just can't wait till I can give me a great nephew or something. I can't wait." So and then she look at me
trying to do stop talking my uterus.
Girl, she look at me and I look at her like, "You gonna find me a man, sis? Like, you gonna find me a man? I mean, let me know, because I can't do it on my own. I'm not asexual. I can't do it by myself. Like, you help me out, I help you out. You know, I would love to give you babies. I would love to do it, but it's just not in the cards for right now. Just give me some time, girl. My uterus is not dried up yet. Like, give me some time. Let her tell
I'm waiting on them to take mine out. Just go and take it out. I've been said that for a whole decade.
You can't do it yet, girl. They're not gonna do it just yet. You gotta wait.
Yeah, that's another discussion, because I've been feeling the same way for 10 years, since I was 25 when I asked the first time.
Yeah, they said you were too young.
Yeah, they said I was too young, and that what if I get older and want to have it? Well, bitch, it's been a decade. The same thing has happened, and here we are. And no, I shouldn't have to ask my partner for permission if my partner wants a child.
And I agree with that. You shouldn't have to. I feel like it's a woman's prerogative, because that partner, your nigga, not gonna be the one pushing the baby out anyway.
Or carrying it for 9 months.
Right,
and
like,
under stress and pressure and aggravated.
They're not gonna be the one doing it, so I shouldn't have to ask permission for my body.
But of course, in Louisiana, because these dumbass, well, I'm gonna call them dumbass people, but them people voted no on Amendment 1, so now we ain't got no choice.
Girl, that's all right, because I'm lying. I thought I was about to say something real smart, but I'm going to take it back, because I don't know when I'm going to move. So I'm going to just take it back, because I don't know when I'm going to move. So.
But yeah, Teddy Dime is going to say the rich Teddy that, oh my gosh, how about a few weeks ago, I just realized I'm now a drunk aunt. To be at the family functions with my cocktail.
I will never take on that role, but my people will know. They know now, like, bitch, I'm the Teddy that drinks and dances at every function. That's to me. That's to me.
I've accepted that that's my role now. So
I think that's a really dope role to have, honestly.
It is. The one that just send the kids money and send the kids stuff that they want because you're not gonna buy it. That's me. I'm okay with that.
Yes, I'm okay. And I'm at the point in my life where I still want kids, but I'm okay with just being the Teddy, because I have guy babies. I have 3 guy babies. Well, 2, 1 on the way. And then I have my little brother. Like, I have kids. I just didn't push any out. I just would like to push some out. But I got kids. Fuck. I can spoil them. I spoil them. Fuck. I'm okay with that. So I've accepted that at this point, and I'm okay with if the cards don't come out with me having kids one day, one time, you know, before I go on to the next life. I'll be okay with that, because I can still take care of my family, take care of my kids, take care of my friends, like take care of myself.
All my earthly fortune to my nieces and nephews.
Right. Yeah. Like, that's my goal. Like, to leave something to somebody, whomever it may be.
And that's where another part of family dynamics comes in, where you learn how to manage your finances better, because you watch so many pitfalls from your parents and your grandparents and your aunts and uncles. And then too, when it comes to handling your business, like your retirement and all that, learning from
get on that,
from them.
That 401k, that IRA,
get you some life insurance, because
sure
ain't nobody selling
insurance.
fish plates to put you.
Girl, you know what? It really breaks my heart to see and know that so many people don't have life insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And it's best to get it while you're young, because it's still cheap, you know? Get it. And make sure you get a whole life insurance policy. not a term life, because
Right.
term lives will fuck you up in the long run.
But whole life, you can draw for that if you need to. If need
Exactly, right. That's why whole life. And at the same time, no matter when you die, no matter how old that term gets, you still gonna have that
and
money.
the price don't go up either.
Yeah, the price stays the same. You still gonna get that money. You still entitled to everything that you didn't put forth with that life insurance.
So listen to your titties and look into getting some life insurance.
Okay,
and retirement.
Yes, and make sure like you plan to leave some type of legacy. Even if you don't plan to have kids, like you're gonna be connected to someone that has something. Right. So have it, and make sure you start a will early, y'all, because you really don't know when you're gonna die. So start a will if you haven't already. I haven't, but I plan on it.
In case this year wasn't a clear enough sign to get your shit together, please start getting your affairs in order, y'all, because a lot of people not here, and a lot of people came close to not being here.
Right.
And so it's real now. Like, get your shit together, get your retirement together, get your life insurance together, get a will. Get a living will just in case you get incapacitated and, you need your wishes carried out, so and so and so. Put your things in order, y'all.
Please, please. But, I mean, that all comes down to the get down. Like, family plays a huge role. And we didn't share a lot. I haven't shared everything, but we didn't share a lot. And maybe that gives you, this episode has given y'all better insight on who we are, how we are, why we are. And y'all need to think about that. Like, really sit back and think about how your family life was and how that's affected you now and how that will affect your future. Like, think about it. Like, take into account maybe, like, your grandma or your mama or your daddy or somebody didn't show you something before that now you're making sure that you implement in your life, or maybe they did show you something that you won't implement in your life. So, like, think about it, and that definitely will help you discover who you are and how you want to be in the future. So, I hope y'all learned a lot today. I hope y'all got your little kikis and caca. That wasn't right. Your little kikis off. Got your little kikis off. But yes, before we close out, please make sure that you follow us on Twitter at RPB_podcast. Subscribe to our website for newsletters, all those good jazz at www.rp&podcast.com. Follow us on Instagram at Rum Punch and Beignets Podcast. And then also we got our YouTube up, y'all. So make sure you subscribe, like, and share our YouTube channel, Rum Punch and Beignets. And then we're also on Snapchat, Rum Punch and Beignets again. And then again, you can always email us, DM us, snap us, all that good jazz. If you want to just, shoot the breeze, jolt us real quick. Let us know about your family upbringing or anything from one of our past episodes. Hit us up.
And it's okay if your family's dysfunctional.
Right, it is okay.
Everybody's family got a little bit of dysfunction.
Also, our email is, if you want to link up with us to do some content, to collab, whatever the case may be, email us. I'm sorry. Email us at rpandbpodcast@gmail.com. I'm sorry, y'all.
Every fucking episode, you be y'all. She gets stumbled or get caught on like one little piece
every time. Y'all, I low-key have a speech impediment, and sometimes I stutter, especially when I talk just a little bit too fast or when I get too excited. Y'all probably caught it. I do. I can't help it.
If you did catch it, mind your business.
Hello.
Because everybody done been to speech class.
Yep. I was about to say, I don't think I have, but I probably should have.
I did.
I should have. Because this tongue just to be rolling, okay?
I went to speech for 2 years.
Really? My cousin went to speech, and she talks really well now. I probably should have went. I really probably should have went. But, hey, we're here. It is what it is. But, like we said, make sure y'all hit us up. stay in contact. We will hit y'all again next week for the next one. Make sure you catch all the new content that will be coming out. And that's it. Peace.